Hi, welcome to yoga. Right, we're gonna need a block and a strap today. I'm not sure why or in what capacity, but we probably will. Let's get started. We're gonna sit on a block. Let's sit upright. Sit yourself up nice and tall in a comfortable position. Okay, so whether your soles of the feet want to be together, if that's more comfortable for you, do that. If not, just a simple cross-legged position will be great. Sit up nice and tall, anchor the sit bones down, get rid of the fleshy part of the bottom and sit down. It's such a basic instruction, but turns out there's quite a lot to it. We're going to sit up nice and tall, just bring those ribs in, lengthen through the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, draw the shoulders up towards the ears, roll them back down again, and just spend a little bit of time doing that. I imagine the shoulders have been getting closer to the ears as the day has progressed. So we want to just draw them all the way back down again. And then take them in the other direction. So rolling them over the top and down. One side or one way always just feels a little bit more peculiar than the other. Okay, and then we're going to pause. Okay, we're going to have some lovely even breathing to start off with. If your pattern doesn't match mine, then do your own. I'm going to remind you to sit up as tall as you can. Use that core to support that length as you grow taller towards the ceiling. Check the shoulders are back and down. And then if you feel comfortable to close off the eyes, then do. So we're going to take an even breathing for 4, then 5, then 6, and come all the way back down. Here we go. Let's take an inhale for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Your next exhale, sigh all away. With your eyes closed, your breath nice and relaxed, smooth and even. Maybe set yourself an intention for today's class. Doesn't matter what it's about, what it's focusing in on. Just take a moment. Visualize something that means a lot to you. Okay. When you're ready, begin to just open up the eyes. You're going to switch those legs out. And we're going to take that right hand down and sway that left arm over. Really allow the body to move in as fluid a way as possible. Just allowing that movement, maybe that momentum to start to open up through that side body. Next time we get to the right side, pause there. Left hand's going to stay over. And we're just going to reach as we pulse towards that right side. Okay, this time round, left hand is going to place down. We're going to then start to take a little twist round to the right side. Come up onto the fingertips. Begin to draw the chest round and over the right. And then walk the fingertips round through center. Take an inhale, lift, lengthen as we exhale. See if you can walk those fingertips forward. Push down through the fingertips to anchor back into the sit bones on top of the block. Take an inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, just walk those fingertips forward a little bit more. And then walk those hands all the way back in. Okay, from this side, let's take the left hand down, sway over, and then the right side. It feels really nice to be free through the body. Next time we're on the left hand stays down, right arm comes over, and then we just pulse over towards that left side. Keep that right shoulder rolling back so you've got a really nice openness through that right side body. And then when you're ready, that right hand can place down, left hand comes a little bit closer towards the right. Spider up through the fingertips, lift the chest. And then exhale, walk those fingertips away. Push down through the fingers to see if we can anchor down on that right sit bone towards the block. Use the breath to help you. The inhale, lengthen, the exhale, lowering. And then walk the hands back through center. Again, inhale, lift the chest, get that lovely long spine in there, and then walk those hands away. Coming to a point that feels good for you. We want to think here about pushing through the fingertips to anchor the bottom back onto that block. Keep the neck nice and relaxed. And then walking the hands in towards the body. All right, let's get rid of the block. From here, let's extend that right leg away. Left foot comes in towards the inner right thigh. We're going to take hold of our strap. We're going to hook the foot in a moment. Take the arms up nice and high, reaching up, chin towards the ceiling, open through the throat. And then take the torso over the top of that right leg. From here, we're going to reach forward. Keep the longest spine you have. So thinking about reaching forward rather than curving, okay? It doesn't matter how low we get, it's not important. And then take hold of the strap. Bring the elbows in towards the body. Keep the chest open. Push through the heel on the right side and the knee down on the left. Get a nice opening through that inner thigh as well. And then start to take a fold over that right leg. Think about the chin moving towards the big toe. Use your breath to help you. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, move that belly out of the way, come down a little bit lower. And then drop the strap and then take chin towards chest. Take a fold, but take a round through the spine. Slowly begin to stack each vertebrae as you come up, nice and slowly. And then that left hand's going to plant down behind you. Reach that right hand as far forward as you can. You can be down on the forearm if you want to, or push through that left hand and lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, and open all the way down the front of that body. Think about the pinky edge side of that right foot pushing down, glutes squeezing, hips lifting. Keep control of the neck, but allow the head to hang back to open through the throat. Keep breathing. And then coming all the way back round, sink that bottom back round again. And then we're going to take the hands to the right side, sitting up tall, bring the chest round. And then walk the hands back. Let's switch those legs out. Left leg comes long, sole of the right foot into the inner thigh. Sitting up nice and tall, bring the belly out of the way, and then hook the foot so that you know the strap's where you need it. Take the arms high, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Take your gaze up towards the ceiling and open through the throat. Take an inhale, lengthen, reach those fingertips towards the ceiling, spread through the webbing, really allow those fingers to be free. And now we take the gaze down, take the chest over the top of that left leg, and then we begin to take a fold. Move the belly out of the way, keep a nice long spine. We don't want to find a fold in the spine yet. What we want to do is lift, lengthen, move the belly out of the way, come a little bit lower. And then take hold of the strap, draw those elbows in towards the body and open through the chest. Those shoulders are back and down and in position. Push through the heel on that left side and the knee through the right side. And imagine chin coming towards that big toe. And then lowering that strap down, take a moment to bring chin towards the chest and round through the spine. Stacking each vertebrae one on top of the other, slowly come up. Right hand is going to come behind you. Take that left hand as far forward as you can. Stretch round, push down through the hands, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips. Allow the neck to support the head, but open through the throat. We're not throwing the head back, but we're doing it with control. We're being mindful. Push down through the pinky edge side of that left foot and think about that whole body stretch as you open through that front body. Keep breathing here. And then slowly lowering. From here, bring the left hand, right hand round to the left side. Lengthen the spine. Think about the ribs moving to the left. And then all the way back around. All right. Let's come to, I was going to go to the wrist, but I'm going to avoid them. We're going to come to tuck the toes underneath you. We're going to sit up nice and tall. If you've got your strap handy, we're going to use it. So thinking here about just tucking those toes under, sitting back into the heels. If that is a sensitive area for you, then just take your hands down to just lighten the load of that, or rest on a cushion or a sofa, whatever you've got available. If you're happy here, then you take the hands above the head. From here, we're just going to roll the shoulders back as we move the strap forward and backwards. Really, word to the wise here, let's take the hands as wide as is necessary. We don't want to be pulling into the shoulders. This should feel really easy. You're moving through your own range of motion. Next time the hands are above the head, we're going to drop that right hand down and lift through that left, finding that side body stretch one more time. And then switching out, left hand comes down, right hand comes over the top. All the while distracting you from what's going on in the feet area. Okay, take the hands down. We're just going to tap those toes out, bring a little bit of life back to the feet. Okay, nice. From here, we're going to bring the feet in front of us. We're going to come to lay back on our back, but the feet are going to be flat, knees to the ceiling. And if you've got a block nearby, then can you grab it? So laying back on your mat, tickle your heels so that you know where you should be. From here, we're going to put the block between the thighs and we're going to squeeze it, okay? We want to make sure that the inner thighs are working for us. We're going to start with just some gentle pelvic tilts. I want you to focus in on the glutes squeezing and the core supporting. And as you do that, think about pushing through the heels. We want to think about the knees staying stable. If you're squashing the block between the thighs, then actually that's a really good way to keep the knees tracking. Okay, thinking about the shins moving forward. So we're just rocking and rolling at the moment, just tilting through the pelvis. And we're going to come up to the midpoint on the back and then roll all the way back down again. Keep squeezing that block, keep pushing through the heels. This time around, we're going to come all the way up towards the shoulders. Once we're here, we're going to use the strength. We're going to push down the heels. We're going to squeeze the glutes. And we're going to lower the bottom down and squeeze to lift. Lots of work through the hamstrings and the glutes here for 10. Squeeze at the top. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering all the way back down. You can get rid of the block. Take that right ankle, cross it over the top of that left knee. Come into a bit of a figure of 8 here as we begin to open through that right side. Think about that knee pushing out. If you've got space, bring the left knee in towards you and then just interlace the fingers behind that left knee, using the right elbow into that inner right thigh. Check the shoulders aren't creeping up towards the ears and start to push through both heels as you bring that left knee in towards you. I like a little bit of a rock and a sway here. It makes it feel good for me, but you might not. So options here if you would like to try it. Dip the chin to the chest, slightly lengthen through the neck. And then sliding that right leg over the top of the left, come to grab whatever you have available to you. So maybe the shins, maybe the ankles, maybe the toes. Maybe you're using a strap instead to bring those feet in towards you. Just finding that really deep stretch through the glutes, or glute on the right side. And then releasing off. Let's switch out. Take both feet flat. This time round, the left ankle crosses over the top of the right. Draw that knee in towards you if you would like to. Interlace the fingers behind the right leg. Left elbow onto the inner left thigh. And then option here if you want to do a little bit of a rock from side to side, then do. And then passing that left foot over the top of the right, and then drawing the knees in towards the body, grabbing hold of shins or ankles, toes, straps, whatever you need. And again, maybe a rock, slight rock will make you feel good. Maybe it won't. Okay, and then releasing those legs. We're just going to bring the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a big hug together. Lift the head and shoulders off the mat. Forehead comes towards the knees. And then we're going to work into the core. So just starting by stacking the knees above the hips. Take the hands to the knees. Lower back pushes down into the mat. Nice, strong through the core as we push those knees away. Take them wide and bring them back in again. The further away you get those legs, the harder your core is going to have to work. The lower the legs go, the harder your core is going to have to work. So you can find the challenge that sits well with you. Perhaps you try it, you go, oh, this isn't for me today, thanks. Or perhaps you're like, yeah, I am a rock star today. No judgment. There's never any judgment. Remembering to breathe. Okay, going to come back to center. This time knees coming towards you, take them wide and then send them away. Lower back still pushing down into the mat. Core is supporting you. Same applies. The lower the legs, the harder the challenge. The further away the legs, the harder the challenge. Let's go for 3, for 2, and for 1. Bring those knees in towards you. Maybe make little circles on the lower back, just allowing the core to release. Taking a moment to do what you need to do. And then we're going to reset. A little bit more core work. Knees stacked over the top of the hips. I'm going to take the arms nice and high. We're just going to do some dead bugs because it doesn't sound very glamorous, does it? But we're going to, as we extend the right side away, left arm comes down and we switch it out at the top. Okay. This is so much more for me about coordination than it is the actual physical exercise. I need to get myself into a rhythm where it becomes really smooth rather than I stop at the top each time. Okay. The slower and more controlled you make it, the harder it's going to be. You can tell because my voice sounds funny now. Really think about that core engagement. Really think about that lower back pushing down. Are you as coordinated as you started? I don't know if I am. Maybe my dead bug is coming alive. I don't know. Okay, we're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those knees in towards you. My core is warm. That is for sure. Okay, take those little circles on the lower back, releasing. Okay, from here, we're just going to roll onto our sides. Seems like the least amount of distance we have to travel. That's perfect. Right, we're going to take the hand under the head. We're going to use the upper arm as a bit of a balance. We're going to keep the feet together. We're going to take the hands to the hips. We want our hips level, okay? So none of that rocking forward, none of that rocking back. We're really keen on being level here. Hands to the hips. I want you to use your thumb to feel what happens in your bum, okay? That's where we're going to get the feedback. We want the glute working. We're going to open the knees out. You should feel the glute working. We're going to close off, okay? So just opening and closing. Strengthening our outer glute, so our glute med. You're not going to open out very high. It doesn't matter how high it goes. What we want to do is make sure that those hips are not moving. Okay, they are isolated. All of the work is happening on that glute. Okay, from here, we're going to extend that right leg away and we're going to lift and we're going to kick back, just not quite 45 degrees, but what we want to do is kick high enough that that outside of that glute is working for us. Okay. I'm going to go for another 3, 2, and 1. From here, extend both legs away. We're going to take the arm away, so your stability has now gone. Okay, rest your ear on your arm. Those hips are level. We're not going anywhere. However, you will find you're going to rock. Your core is going to have to work so hard here. We're going to lift that right leg just to the width of the hips, so barely lifting. Engage the core. Left leg all lifts to meet the right ankle. Going to hold it here. Left leg lowers, right leg lowers. Right lifts, left lifts. Feel that core. That lower back is working so hard. Your obliques working so hard. Left leg lowers, right leg lowers. Right lifts. It's not hard, is it? Left lifts. Gets much, much harder. Holding your balance there. Ooh. Left leg lowers, right leg lowers. We'll go for 2 more. Right leg lifts. Left leg joins it. Keep breathing. Left lowers, right lowers. Last one here. Right leg lifts. Left leg lifts. Left lowers, right lowers. Bring the knees in towards you. Give yourself a hug together. Use that right hand to push against the soles of the feet. Okay. We're going to go on the other side as soon as you're ready. So coming to lay on that right side. There's no dignity in that transition, sorry. Okay. So from here, resting on, here we go, resting on that upper arm. We're going to take those knees together, use that right thumb on the hip to make sure you're not rocking forward or backwards. You're really secure here. Ankles together, and we're just going to open out the knees or separate the knees. That left knee is not opening too high. We just want to really make sure that we've isolated that movement. Okay. We're going to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time right arm is going to extend away. Take a little rest. Extend the legs away. Here we go. This is where all of that work in the lower back is going to come. And through the core, left leg lifts just as wide as the hips. Push through the heels. Right leg joins left. Right leg lowers, left leg lowers. This time left leg lifts. Right leg joins it. Takes a lot to hold the position. Right leg lowers, left leg lowers. All right, 3 more. Here we go. Left leg lifts. Right leg lifts. Right lowers, left lowers. 2 more. Left leg lifts. Right leg lifts. Right lowers, left lowers. 1 more. Let's make it count. Left leg lifts. Right leg lifts. Check you're still breathing. Right leg lowers and left leg lowers. Bring the knees in towards you. Give yourself a hug together. Okay, really push against those shins to get a nice round through the spine. And then from here, we're going to move on to all fours. Tuck the toes. When you're ready, take a step or a jump to the top of your mat. We're going to plant the chest on top of the thighs. Take a deep bend into the knees, a really deep bend. Think here about the hamstrings, getting a really deep stretch. Allow the head to be heavy. Take a frame, taking opposite elbows, and just take a sway from side to side. Thinking about that lower back, a little bit of stretch through there, hamstrings. Take opposite elbows, a little sway from side to side. Okay, when you're ready, hands are down. I'm going to push through the feet, begin to stack each of the vertebrae. Take an inhale, bring the arms nice and high, reaching up out of the waist, spread through the fingertips. When you're ready, take a forward fold. Think about the bottom moving back towards the back of the room. Take a bend into the knees if that feels good for you. Chest to thighs. And then stacking each vertebrae. Let's go one more time. Take the arms nice and high, reaching up out of the waist, spread through the fingertips. Okay, take a forward fold. Again, bend through the knees if you need to. and then stacking each vertebrae as you go. Okay, so we're going to have a little play around with Dancer today. So that's going to be really nice for our lower back. It's going to be really nice for the openness through the front body. All right, so we're going to use our right leg as our standing leg to start with, and we're going to simply just bring that left foot towards the bottom. So we already have that work carrying out. So the hamstring is already really working, glutes are working hard. Think about lifting up through the crown of the head to find as much length as you can. Left hand can take hold of the shoelace side of that left foot. Roll the left shoulder back. I'm going to take the right arm up alongside the ear. First of all, we want to start to think about the quad stretch on that left side. Start to push the foot into the hand, the hips are moving forward. That is your quad stretch, okay? Maybe this is your dancer. Perfect. If you want a little bit more, we're going to keep that right arm no lower than the jaw. We're going to start to push the foot into the hand, and as we do, we're going to start to tip the torso. Keep that right arm lifted. We want the hips level. So if you feel that left hip opening out, that's where you stop, okay? If you've got a little bit more, keep lifting the toes to the ceiling. Opening through that front body, lengthening through the sternum to get space through that lower back, drawing the left hip down. And we hold it here. And if we fall out, we go straight back in for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up with control, hands to hips, extend that left leg forward. It's a heavy leg, isn't it? Left leg's going to come down. Beautiful. Take an inhale, lift the arms high. Take a forward fold here. Take a moment. Make a frame with the hands. Take a sway from side to side. Switch over that frame. Slowly, carefully stacking each vertebrae all the way up. All right, we're going to go on the other side. Your left leg is your standing leg, nice and strong. Just to begin with, start to bring that foot in towards the bottom. Already feeling that glutes, that quad stretch, okay? That's where we start. From here, switch around. From here, ooh, got no balance. Use that right hand to take hold of the shoelace side of that right foot. Draw that right shoulder back and down. Find that openness through the chest. Left arm is going to lift. It keeps higher than the jawline. Start to push the foot into the hand. Lengthen through that front body to find space through the back. As we take an inhale, lift and lengthen. As we exhale, we start to tip. As we bend through, as we drop the torso, we lift through that right leg. Keep pushing the foot into the hand. Draw the right hip down. And we're going to hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up with control, hands to hips. Extend that right leg forward. And then lower that leg down. Use this opportunity to shake those legs out because it will feel nice. Okay. All right, perfect. From here, we're going to take the legs as wide as the mat. Thinking here about the bottom moving towards the back wall. Take a swan dive. I want you to pause halfway, lengthen through the spine. Find as much length as you can get. Crown of the head moving towards the front wall. Sit bones towards the back. And then take that forward fold. Imagine crown of the head coming to the center point on your mat. Walk the hands to the right-hand side. Inhale, lift the chest, walk the hands through center and over to the left. Take an inhale and lift, walk the hands back to center, heel toe those feet in. Find yourself all the way down in a squat. And do what you need to do in your squat. So perhaps you move around a little bit, perhaps you are stationary. Use those hands inside the inner thighs just to open up. Maybe using blocks underneath the bottom so you can really lift through the chest. Lengthen that spine. Maybe blocks under the heels for a little bit of extra stability. And then use this opportunity to get any last movements that you might need into your body. Okay, slowly, carefully getting that bottom back down again. We're going to make our way down into our final Savasana, but I invite you to take a boat or a dish on the way down. So it's up to you how you get there. If you want to simply just lay down, then do. If you want to come via boat, then please do. Starting to extend those legs away. Perhaps just see if you can come back up again. You know, just to test that core out. Maybe just one more time. And then this time, finally, your boat maybe turns into a dish. That's about as low as I can go. And then find your way into your final Savasana. It's entirely up to you what that position looks like. Maybe you're in corpse pose, laying out, feet at opposite corners of the mat. Take a moment just to adjust through the body, decompress any areas that might be holding some tension. Maybe the feet are as wide as the mat and the knees drop in. Lots and lots of different ways where you can just find a place to relax. So you pick yours. Okay. So doing what you need to do, but once you're there, just close off the eyes and begin to focus in on the breath. Just breathing in and breathing out. I want you to imagine that you are in an empty field. The sun is out. There's not a wind around. You find a beautiful tree and you sit down under it. It offers just enough shade for you. As you begin to settle in, your back begins to take on the shape of the trunk. You feel the texture on your skin, the warmth of the wood, the slight roughness. You breathe in and you breathe out. You can smell the wood. You can smell the grass nearby. And you just breathe in and breathe out. And whilst you're there, you notice the sounds around you. Birds that you perhaps have never heard before. But your mind is quiet. And you welcome this new sound. In the distance, you can hear water, suggesting that there's maybe a stream nearby. You visualize the movement of the water with your eyes closed. Your breathing becomes long and calm, and your body begins to rest. I invite you to go back to your intention from the beginning of class today. Remember what it was, revisit it, feel accomplished no matter what. Now, knowing it is time to get up from your tree, leave that unusual bird behind and move further away from that stream. Know that you always have a place where your breath is waiting for you. You just breathe in and breathe out. Beginning to bring your awareness back to where you are right now, moving through the fingers and the toes, being aware of the breath, the rise and fall of the chest, and then maybe starting to stretch through one side of the body and then the other, allowing yourself to slowly awaken. And then when you're ready and there is no rush, slowly find yourself back into a seated position, and I will be there.